So just back in from the match, and my highlight is this cup of tea. God, I need that. So seriously, it wasn't the best of games tonight, let's face it. It was pretty much like after the Lord Mayor's show. Everything was quite flat and insipid. That goes from the team to the fans to everybody, really. It was just flat across the board. I was quite positive before the game that we could get the result. And a bit like the Tottenham game when I was like, oh, well, we could get spanked, but it wouldn't surprise me if we beat them. It was a bit like tonight. We could really win really well, but it wouldn't surprise me if we lost. And it's just typical Wolves that we did the latter. And I think that's pretty much where we're at in our stage of development at the moment. Let's get on to the game from the start. So for the first 15 or 20 minutes, nothing really happened. Both teams passed the ball around a bit. No one created any real major chances. I thought Wolves got better as the half went on, but it was the first half, and we know we don't score many goals in the first half. Zaha looked dangerous for them throughout the entire game. Bolly had a couple of wibbly-wobblies, playing it out, which was a bit unlike him. And, yeah, we had one really good opportunity from a corner where Bolly, at the weekend, powerful header straight into the back of the net. On this occasion, he didn't connect with it. But even so, it then bounced across the goal to Doherty, who was coming in at the far post. And I think it was just a little bit too high for him. He tried to get over the ball, but he couldn't, and it went over the bar. That was pretty much our best opportunity throughout the game. Went into half-time 0-0. And it was like, okay, Nuno's going to have a few words, and we're going to come out a lot stronger in the second half. But it never really sort of panned out that way. We did start reasonably well the start of the second half. I don't want to take any credit away from Palace because they came with a game plan and they are a dangerous team. I mean, they went to Man City away and won, and they probably play with a little more freedom away from home than they do at home. And but they had a game plan to stop us playing a little bit like Watford and Huddersfield, you know, Southampton tried to do against us previously. And but they probably have a little bit more quality. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was our worst performance of the season, because that would definitely go down to Huddersfield because we were dreadful that day. But it was just a bit uninspiring, lacked energy, lacked a little bit of tempo. It was almost like we were coasting in second and third gear throughout. I was really saying throughout the game, myself personally, it was made for Traore to come on with about 25 minutes to go, because I thought that there was some space and that he could really get at Palace. And they did make changes. They brought Costa off, brought Morgan Gibbs-White on. Neves came on. He did a few decent passes. He did a few stray passes, as has been the case recently. And he was just about to bring Traore on when Palace scored. And Palace had started to have more and more of the ball, started to create a few dangerous opportunities as the half went on. And Zaha, you know, was basically really good. Our defenders were struggling with him throughout, and as the game went on, even more so. Bennett made one really good tackle on him, which everyone was applauding. But as you know, right at the end, he tried to do the same tackle, and Zaha kicked the ball away, and they got their penalty. Not that they made much difference to the game at all. But their goal really was a bit lucky, in my opinion. It was, you know, they'd had a bit of pressure. It was a shot, basically, from outside the box. The guy shot, and he hit it straight to one of their players who was actually on the edge of the 6-yard player. And to be fair, I don't know whether he controlled it on purpose like that, but he controlled it at such pace, and then had time to look up, keep his composure, and pick his spot past Rui Patricio, and it was 1-0 to Palace. And maybe it was a bit harsh on Wolves, maybe it wasn't, but they took their chance, they went into the lead. Wolves obviously then brought Traore on, but we never really got the ball to him to create anything. And excuse me, I've still got the end of this cold. He really didn't have any impact. I don't think he had enough time to make the impact. Obviously, with 1-0, Palace were very happy to sit back and then try and hit us on the break again, which at the end of the day, they had a couple of opportunities. I think it was either Neves or Morgan Giverwhite that had one really good opportunity, which they hit. Defender tried to block it, but it came off the top of him, and the keeper made a good save. That was at 1-0. And then right at the end, Bennett brings Zaha down. They have a penalty. It's in the 95th minute, and it's 2-0. It didn't really make much difference to the result. It just made their win a little bit more convincing. Overall, obviously, it's disappointing. I'm not getting too down about it. We've had a fantastic 2018. We're 29 points in the Premier League. We're pretty comfortable in the position that we're in. I don't think we're in any danger of getting dragged into a relegation battle. And what we need to do to really push on as a team is be able to take these victories that we have against the likes of Tottenham and then follow it up with managing to beat excuse me, the likes of Palace. And that's where, as a team, we've got to develop in these sort of games. Palace, Watford, Huddersfield as home. You know, when teams come and play this sort of game on us and they get it right, we've got to be able to create the chances to and be able to adapt our play. And I don't think we're quite at that stage yet. I think that's going to need the January transfer window and the summer transfer window to strengthen and develop the squad. We're going to have days like this, and we just got to have to, as Wolves fans, take on the chin that we're going to get days like this, but we're also going to get days like we did away at Wembley against Tottenham, and we're going to get the ups and the downs. And really, we're in this mini league, and probably the highest that we're going to finish is probably 7th. We're going to be finishing somewhere between 7th and 13th, I would imagine. And that's okay for our first season back in the Premier League. However, what I would like to see is a real good go at the FA Cup. If we can get past Liverpool, it'd be nice to have a cup run. And who knows, we've got a team that's hopefully not going to be worried about getting relegated. And we can play, and try and have a run in the FA Cup. That would be marvellous. And something that hopefully that we can do. So, yeah, leave me your thoughts about the game. I'm not really sure on who to put as a man of the match. I was probably more giving it to Bennett initially, but then he gave away the penalty right at the end. So I don't know if that's a bit harsh on him, because he probably was our best defender on the night. The wing backs never really managed to create much. The midfield huffed and puffed. Jimenez, Costa and Cavallero had a go, but we never really had the cutting edge tonight. So who's your man of the match? How are you feeling about the game? Don't be too down about it. We're still in a really good position. We're on the BBC One against Liverpool in the FA Cup on Monday. That should hopefully be a better atmosphere. Everyone was flat tonight. It wasn't just the players. It was the crowd. It was everybody. And I don't know why that was. But it just was generally not quite. Everyone wasn't quite at it. And that includes, as I say, the fans. Crystal Palace fans, they sang for their team, as away fans do. Credit to them. They'll be going home happy. I'm sure that from watching Palace, they're not going to have to worry. I don't think they're going to go down. And I think they're going to be safe. So, yeah, leave your thoughts below and let me know what you're thinking about your man of the match, where you watched it, and if you're looking forward to the FA Cup match and if you should play a strong side against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Personally, I'd like to see him play a strongest side with maybe 4 or 5 changes at max, not the 7 or 8, because I think this is the opportunity for us to really have a good go at the FA Cup. And if we have a go, I think we can knock Liverpool out. So there you go. So yeah, bit down, bit disappointed, but not surprised, and still overall really, really positive.